What you doing here?
What happens when parkour, post-apocalyptic chaos, and brutal melee combat all collide in one massive open world? Welcome to Dying Light 2, a game that throws you into the heart of a crumbling city where every rooftop is a refuge and every shadow could be your last. In this review, we're diving into its gameplay, story, and whether the risk is worth the run. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Please hit the like button and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think about Dying Light 2 or what game you'd like to see me talk about next. Alright, let's get into it. Dying Light 2, Stay Human, is the obvious sequel to Dying Light and is an open world action RPG that was released in 2022 and is available on PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Series S and S. You play as Aiden Caldwell, a wandering pilgrim searching for his lost sister in a post-apocalyptic city called Villedor. It's been over 20 years since the virus outbreak and humanity's barely hanging on. The game's open world is divided into districts controlled by various factions. Player choices can influence the balance of power between these factions, affecting the game's environment and available resources. The two main factions that you have to choose between are the Peacekeepers and the Survivors. Throughout your playthrough, you'll develop relationships with many of the people that you come in contact with. Sometimes it's hard to know who is friend and who is foe. That helps make the story unpredictable and kind of keeps you on your toes. Aiden, the main character, seems to be a trustworthy guy that would do anything to find his sister Mia. He randomly has memories of her and seems extremely desperate to find her. He also goes through some changes throughout the game that he has to figure out on his own. The talented Rosario Dawson plays as Lawan, who is a major character in the game and someone Aiden gets close to throughout his journey.
I know it's dangerous, Lawan. I have to do this.
I've heard there are things there. Things no one has seen. Or actually, seen and lived to tell.
You should.
Parkour in Dying Light 2 is a core gameplay mechanic that allows players to move fluidly throughout the city using acrobatic traversal. It's heavily inspired by real-world parkour and is essential for navigating the game's open-world environment, especially since much of the danger, like infected enemies, is on the ground. The city is built vertically and rooftops are often safer than the streets. You'll find zip lines, monkey bars, trampolines, and other tools that'll make moving around more dynamic. Moving around at night is a lot more dangerous than throughout the day. The infected roam the streets heavy at night. If a howler sees you, it will alert everything that's in the area, setting off a chase. This is when parkour is probably the most vital. Getting over and through areas as fast as you possibly can could be the difference between life and death. As you progress throughout the story, there are some tools that you'll collect that will enhance your parkour abilities. One of these tools is a paraglider. With this, you can glide from rooftop to rooftop while avoiding a lot of danger. In Dying Light 2, there are two main skill trees that'll help your character progress. There's a parkour skill tree and a combat skill tree. The parkour skill tree focuses on and enhances your mobility and knowledge of different moves, making you faster, more agile, and better at navigating the environment. Some of the key parkour skills allow you to jump higher and further. Another allows you to run horizontally on walls across short gaps. And there's another that allows you to roll when hitting the ground from a high height, reducing fall damage. The combat skill tree focuses on melee fighting, dodging, blocking, and weapon skills, allowing you to deal more damage and have better defensive skills. Some examples of some of these skills are perfect dodge and parry, drop kick, and power attacks. In order to increase these skills and get skill points, you need to gain XP in each category. You gain parkour XP by climbing, jumping, running, doing parkour challenges, and nighttime activity. You gain combat XP by fighting enemies, using combat abilities, surviving nighttime chases, and finishing encounters. The combat in Dying Light 2 is another plus. It's melee focused, fast paced, and often pretty brutal. Most of the combat is close quarters, using weapons like machetes, axes, pipes, and hammers. Weapons have durability, so they eventually break, but there are often replacement weapon options around the environment if you do a little searching. You do have long-range weapons, such as bows and firearms, that you can use, but they come much later in the story. There are also secondary weapons like throwing knives, Molotovs, or homemade bombs at your disposal. You can collect blueprints for weapons so you can make your own. There's also a big barter system where you can buy and sell items and weapons from different vendors or craftsmen located throughout the city. You can collect items to trade or sell by scavenging through different buildings throughout the city. Dying Light 2 is a massive evolving world with deep movement systems, intense combat, and a choice-driven story that actually matters. It's not perfect, some missions can drag, and the dialogue can be a bit clunky at times, but when it works, it really works. I didn't have huge expectations from the different reviews that I had seen before playing, but I'm glad I decided to play through it myself. It was definitely better than I expected it to be. Now, with all that being said, I give Dying Light 2 an 8 out of 10. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more reviews, and drop a comment below letting me know what you think of Dying Light 2 or what game you'd like to hear me talk about next. Also, the anime channel will be published within the next month, so be on the lookout for that if you're a fan of anime or manga. Alright, until next time we're out, peace.